I mean, you're gonna watching this. Now, this movie is pretty much about the Titanic that sunk back in 1912, and now this movie is of course it's based on a true story, but there are some fictional characters here. Obviously, Leo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet both play Jack and Rose, who were actually fictional characters. I always thought they were real people, but they're just movies that was just made up for this film here. You also had like Gloria Stewart, who played the older version of Rose. You do have people playing real life people as well. Like you have Kathy Bates played Margaret Molly Brown. Victor Garber played Thomas Andrew. Bernard Hill was Captain Edward James John Smith. So you had some people who were actually playing who ended up playing like real life people too. And you even had the late great Bill Paxton was also in this. It was cool seeing him pop up here. I mean, the movie is so iconic. Obviously, the whole scene with the King of the World scene is so is really iconic. Celine Dion's "My Heart Will Go On." Come on, what not you love about that song right there? One of the greatest songs in the motion picture. I mean, that song will leave you will give you chills, And the chemistry, like the romantic chemistry between Leo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet, is just amazing to watch. I mean, it was cool how they were able to pretty much have flashbacks to the old times, while Gloria Stewart's character was telling the story to Bill Paxton's character here, and I thought it was really cool to watch it, to listen to. The effects, I mean, the whole thing with the ship is they made the Titanic ship here, look realistic. Like it makes you feel like the original, the original Titanic. And like I said, the chemistry between both DiCaprio and Winslet is just you can really buy them as as lovers here. I mean, this was Leo did this stuff beforehand. Like, of course, he did. I believe he did Romeo and Juliet beforehand. He did, What's Seeing Gilbert Grape. But I like to say this is really the movie that really made him a bona fide movie star. And James Cameron, of course, is crazy to believe that after this movie, he did not end up doing another film until Avatar was released. Just wrap your heads around that. And Titanic was, I believe, was like $1 billion. Yeah, its box office totals was 2.202 billion. And it was, of course, the highest grossing Cameron movie until Avatar was released. So, yeah, and when and of course when Titanic won Best Picture. Let me pull up what it won against. Now beforehand they did do other Titanic movies, but I think this is maybe one of the better films they've ever put out because the effects look so realistic. The scenes where the Titanic do end up sinking it'll break your heart. Like it's so crazy to believe how they made that look very realistic here. Now, as I was saying, Titanic, beat out the likes of As Good as It Gets, The Full Monty, Good Will Hunting, and L.A. Confidential. So it did beat out some other interesting stuff, but Titanic was obviously one of the better movies of that year. It was one of the biggest films to get released in 1997. And of course, it did win the likes of Best Picture. Cameron of course won Best. Yeah, of course, Cameron won Best Director, won Best Original Song by Celine Dion. So yeah, won tons of really cool awards here. But yeah, if you guys have never really seen Titanic, it's also one of the most iconic movies of that of the '90s. So definitely give it a go. Anyway, let me lead you guys. Have you ever seen James Cameron's iconic film Titanic? If so, what star? Were you a fan of it? Were you not a fan of it? Favorite scenes, favorite moments? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like. Oh, and real question. Maybe I not to mention. What are your thoughts about the whole Rose and Jack thing? Like, do you think she would have been able to save him and all? Because that's always an interesting debate there to have, too. But as I'm saying, this here is Timu's signing off.